So, what is the real spiritual meaning of kittens in your dreams? Well, to even begin to understand it, we have to talk about something else first. We have to talk about relentless pain, incredible survival, and one of the most powerful artists of the 20th century. When Frida Kahlo was just 6 years old, her right leg was withered by polio. Then, at 18, a bus accident literally tore her body to pieces. Her spine was shattered, her pelvis was crushed, and a steel handrail went straight through her hip. Doctors told her she had no future. She went on to endure 35 surgeries, spending most of her life locked inside corsets made of plaster and steel, and yet she survived, and she created. And this is the absolute core of her power. Kahlo surrounded herself with these small, resilient animals, especially cats, because she got something that most of us miss. She knew that the small, the fragile, the vulnerable creature, that wasn't weakness, that was her power. This creature, so fierce with its tiny claws, this absolute survivor, it was the truest mirror of her own spirit. Okay, so what about you? Why on earth would your sleeping mind conjure up something so small, so completely dependent, especially when you're trying so hard to just hold your own life together? See, when you dream of a kitten, it's so easy to just brush it off. Your conscious brain just files it away. Oh, that's cute, harmless. Maybe I saw a YouTube video. But your psyche, that deep, ancient part of you, oh, it is screaming. It is screaming instinct. It's screaming power. And it's screaming rebellion. To really get this, we gotta look at Jungian psychology. Dream animals, they represent what Jung called the instinctual self. And we're not talking about the polite, civilized you that shows up to work on time. No, this is the raw, the primal part of your being that existed way before language. It's that ancient inner life that society has taught you and me and all of us to just ignore. And here's the most crucial point. The kitten, specifically, is a symbol of your emerging self. This is not the version of you that pays the bills and pretends to have everything figured out. Nope. This is the part that is still new, still soft, still just learning the power of its own tiny claws. So why does this emerging self have to show up in a dream? Because let's be honest, we live in a world that demands we perform completion. We're all taught, and this is especially true for women, to act certain and capable all the time. We have to pretend we've already arrived, because admitting that you're still a work in progress, that's seen as a weakness. Our world punishes vulnerability. So you see, that kitten in your dream, it is so much more than a symbol. It's a rebellion. It's your psyche's direct protest against that heavy mask of competence you have to wear every single day. It's a fierce little refusal to keep pretending. This whole process has a name. Jung called it individuation. It's the lifelong work of becoming who you were truly meant to be. A kitten shows up at a really crucial moment on this journey. It's a sign that a new, tender part of your authentic self is being born. Or maybe it's just been awakened. Or, and you really need to hear this, it's in danger. It needs your attention, and it needs it right now. You know, there's another powerful way to look at this. The mythologist Joseph Campbell would call it the classic call to adventure, right? You're just living your life in your ordinary world, and then a herald appears at the gate. In your dream, that herald is the kitten. The call has officially been made. It's a signal, something new is beginning, and it needs to be fed and protected by you. So please, if you take away one thing, let it be this. The kitten in your dream is not just some random mental noise. It is not your brain just processing some video you scrolled past. It is a direct transmission from the deepest, most essential part of your inner world. Which brings us to the real question. Because it's not really about what the dream means anymore. The real question is about you. Are you courageous enough to actually listen to the message? Are you going to answer this call to adventure that this little kitten represents? Or are you just going to hit the snooze button and let that fragile, emerging part of your true self just starve from neglect? Because doing nothing, that is a choice. The call has been made. The message has been delivered. Wake up.
Part 2. All right, let's get one thing straight right now. These dreams are not random noise. They're not a byproduct of what you ate last night. They are precise, targeted messages from your own psyche.
Look, these variations exist for a reason. A crying kitten, a sick one, an aggressive one, a golden one. Each one is a different tool for the exact same job, to get your attention. This isn't some casual conversation. This is an intervention. Your unconscious is showing you exactly what you need to see, in the exact form that's most likely to finally break through all your defenses. So your only job right now is to figure out which scenario is yours, and then act.
Okay, let's dive into this first group. And listen, these are not sentimental dreams. They are signals of past damage, of deep wounds that you have ignored for way too long. They're a demand for you to finally turn around and face what you've been running from.
So you've got these three primary signals that a core part of you is in serious distress. Each one carries a slightly different and an increasingly urgent message.
The crying kitten? That's your inner child. Make no mistake, this is the genuine, tender, creative part of you that you abandoned somewhere along the way, probably to be more acceptable to other people. It's been left out in the cold. And you know what? Its cries are getting louder.
And the sick kitten, that's a direct message about a specific injury. You took a hit, a failure, a humiliation, a betrayal, and you just kept moving. Because stopping felt like weakness, right? But willpower alone is not going to fix this. This wound doesn't need toughness, it needs care.
Now this one. This is the one you absolutely cannot ignore. A dead kitten means a vital, emerging part of you has been killed. Killed by criticism, by trauma, by your own self-doubt. The only path forward is to grieve what was lost, and then resurrect it. Because in the world of the psyche, nothing is ever truly gone for good. Let's move to the next set of dreams, because you can see how this builds. This isn't about weakness anymore. This is about power, your power. Specifically, it's about the instinctual energy inside you that you have scattered or suppressed or allowed to be threatened. And you know what? It is done waiting politely.
So this dream, the one with tons of kittens, it's a sign of scattered creative energy. You have dozens of potential selves, all clamoring for your attention, but you can't raise them all at once. It's impossible. You have to choose one, commit to it. The rest will have their turn.
Now, what about the kitten that bites you? That's your anima. This is the part of you, the passion, the instinct, the ferocity that you've always dismissed as being too much. You silenced it to keep the peace, and now it is fighting back. That bite is a warning. Give this energy a legitimate channel, or it will choose its own.
And dreaming of a kitten in danger from some kind of predator? That means your shadow is on the move. The parts of yourself that you fear or reject are now actively hostile to your growth. Something is threatening your emerging self. And let's be honest, you already know what it is.
So here it is. This is your call to action. Is it a relationship? A self-destructive habit? Your own fear? Name it. Write it down. Speak it out loud. The shadow loses its power the second you drag it into the light.
This next group of dreams, it removes all subtlety. This is a direct command from your unconscious to reroute your energy. To take that fierce, protective, nurturing instinct that you pour out onto the world and turn it back on yourself, immediately.
I mean, just think about this for a second. If you dream of saving a kitten, you are activating your own heroine archetype. But the real question is, who are you actually saving? That kitten is you. You need to apply that same fierce, non-negotiable protectiveness to your own life.
Feeding a kitten in a dream isn't just some sweet little image. It's a direct audit of your energy. It's asking you, are you feeding everyone and everything else while you starve? You can't pour from an empty vessel. And that's not a metaphor. It's a matter of survival.
Okay, let's shift gears. Because not all of these dreams are warnings. Some of them are confirmations. They're signs that the hard work is actually paying off, that the alchemy is working. They are evidence that you are much further along in your own transformation than you believe you are.
So this dream is a green light. That period of intense vulnerability, it's ending. Your potential is becoming power. So stop planning. Stop talking about someday. The time to act as the person you are becoming is right now.
Color in dreams is like your psyche's emotional shorthand. It's a direct signal to pay very close attention. Black points to hidden power, white to new beginnings, and golden, well, golden is something else entirely.
The golden kitten is the self-archetype. It's the symbol of total integration, of wholeness. This dream is your psyche basically screaming at you. Pay attention. This is not ordinary, and neither are you.
So let's bring this all home. Because every single one of these 10 dreams, in its own way, delivers the exact same urgent, non-negotiable message. This is the final warning.
This is the thread that connects all of them. Whether it's crying, sick, biting, or golden, the message is the same. Something new and vital inside of you requires your full, focused, and fierce attention, and this is not optional.
And this is the part you really need to hear. Your psyche will not send these signals forever. There is a window of opportunity to listen, to respond, to act.
You can ignore these messages. You can totally rationalize them away. But if you miss enough of them, they will eventually stop. The line will go dead.
And that's the question I have to leave you with. When your psyche finally gives up trying to reach you, what essential part of you, the part that was trying so desperately to live, goes quiet right along with it?
Part 3. All right, you've done the reading. You saw yourself in the descriptions. And now? Well, now the clock is officially running. This is the part where we drag that dream out of the dark and into the real world. Because if you just listen and do nothing, this was all just entertainment. The real work starts right now. Look, these aren't just gentle suggestions. They're applications, different protocols designed for different women with different lives and different wounds. Find the one that makes you flinch a little. Recognize yourself in the description and then you do it today. First step, this is for you. The one who journals, the one who researches everything, the one who has to understand the deep mechanics of her own mind before she can even think about making a move. Let's be really clear about what this is. This is not about journaling to find your zen or to feel better. No, this is intelligence gathering. Your inner life is running operations 24/7, with or without your permission. This is how you get inside the command center. So here's the mission, and it's non-negotiable. It's a 20-minute no-mercy protocol. The second your eyes open, before the phone, before coffee, before you say a single word to anyone, you grab a pen, you write the dream down in the present tense, like it's happening right now. Then you hit it with these 3 questions. You're translating the raw data before the day has a chance to corrupt the intel. And this is the long game. You get the foundational texts, you start a private file, a personal dossier on your own recurring symbols. What you're doing is building the topographical map of your own psyche. And why does that matter? Because women who have mapped their own inner terrain do not get blindsided by life. They see the patterns forming along before they become a full-blown crisis. Second protocol, this is for the woman in the fire, the breakup, the job loss, the diagnosis, the betrayal. That tiny kitten in your dream? Yeah, that's the part of you that made it out of the wreckage. That's what survived. Here is your emergency field guide. Day 1. You rest. And I don't mean you perform recovery for social media. I mean you actually truly rest. That is the work. Day 2, identify one small, tangible thing. Buy a little plant. Write one single sentence. That's it. Day 3, protect it. Water the plant, write the next sentence. See, the kitten isn't asking you to rebuild your entire world today. It's just asking you to keep one small living thing alive. Okay, now, for the woman who used to paint, or write, or sing, before life just sort of swallowed that part of her whole. This is for the woman who can't just think her way through a problem. She has to move her way through it. The kitten is sending you a clear message. That creative part of you isn't dead. It's just starving, so you feed it. Set a timer, 15 minutes. And for those 15 minutes, you create something with absolutely no goal and no audience in mind. Paint badly. Write badly. The point isn't the quality. The point is to prove to your own soul that you are still willing to feed whatever's trying to grow. It is proof of life. Some of us, we have to process things through our bodies. So you pick a physical practice, a walk, tending a garden, and before you start, you say it out loud. I'm taking this walk for the part of me that is learning to trust again. You are making the invisible inner journey visible. You think you're too modern for ritual? Look around. You are far too fractured without it. Now listen, this part is critical because none of the other work gets fully integrated if you do it alone. Isolation is not a sign of strength. It's a strategic liability. This is the final protocol, and you know what? For a lot of us, it's the hardest one. Your mission is to find one person who can handle your truth, a therapist, a mentor, a real friend, and you tell them about the dream. You tell them what it meant to you. Naming your inner reality to another human being is one of the most powerful acts of psychological integration that exists. And you do it today. Not when you're ready, today. And now, we're at the end. This is the final command, the final push. There are no more excuses left in the tank. And I promise you, this will not be gentle. Think about this. Frida Kahlo did not wait until her body stopped hurting to become who she was. She became who she was through the hurt, with the hurt. The pain was literally mixed into the paint. The art was born directly from the injury. She is the blueprint. So let's bring this all the way back home. Right back to you, right now. Forget all the analysis for a second. What is that little kitten in your dream actually asking for? I'll tell you what it's not asking for. It is not asking for perfection. It is not waiting for you to be healed or whole or have your life figured out before you begin. That is the biggest lie your fear will ever sell you. No. It's asking for 3 incredibly simple things: to be acknowledged, to be picked up, and to be fed. That's it. That's the entire threshold. That is the whole call to adventure, right there in miniature. You've come this far. You heard the call. So now it's time to stop listening and start doing. The kitten is waiting.